because I don't feel like rebuilding it. Pretty sure there's a hotkey for this. But I'm kind of a lazy bugger and I don't feel like removing, because I'm currently leaned on my left arm and I don't feel like moving it. So I'm doing this the lazy way. I play strategy games like this. Like professional strategy gamers, they like always use hotkeys and everything. I don't. I just don't want to. Yeah, as a result, I lose more often when I'm playing against players as opposed to AI, but not significantly. Okay, so this will alleviate the pressure on the pipe, so we will be able to use this machine again, and then I can make the iron I need to plug this stuff in and to make another transformer here. I'm definitely not using up enough water. Oh, what did we say? Pinch of pepper nuts? Thing is, pinch of pepper nuts need to be grown upside down. So if I'm gonna be growing them here, and I could, but I would have to do it a bit differently. Like this. 5. I think 5's enough. Uh, there we go. This will make use of some of the water, not all of it though, and probably again not enough. I'm just making too much water, which isn't a problem. The problem is that, like I said, I might lose the option of dumping water. Well, if that happens, I can always reroute it to here. But I don't want it to come to that. I really don't want it to come to that. I underestimated the amount of water this thing can make. I could make more of these reservoirs and just store water for future use. And just pump it in later. A vole pup. Ah, sure. He won't eat anything. Well, not much that he can eat here. That would be... He will only eat loose items anyway. I'm still considering whether I actually want to start using them or not. I'm torn. Because they are a good source of meat, but such a hassle to work with. I think that the poker shells will be the next animal that we're gonna be herding. I think I'm gonna need to make more fridges just for this, for the sake of it, because there's a lot of food that we're just that are just keeping on the ground here. That's not a good thing. Okay, let's check the progress of our diggers and builders. Okay, so nobody's digging here because they can't reach it. Why can't they reach it? Because I was an idiot. That's the number one answer to any question why. Because I was being an idiot. I'm giving them too many tasks again. I should probably focus my efforts a bit and then let them dig again. Right now everything seems to be pretty much clear on this end. Where did that polluted oxygen from here go? Some of it is still here, but where's the rest of it? There was a big cloud of polluted oxygen there. And it doesn't seem to have descended into the base. Because the pressure here is so high, everything that descends goes outward. Did it go over these? Possibly, I guess. Go away, steam. Is this too much liquid? It looks like it's too much liquid. Doesn't matter, but it is. So what are we doing now? Yeah, but what? Are you telling me that you don't have enough air to work there? That is a possibility, really, that they don't have enough oxygen to run all the way here and do what they need to do. Well, there is a way around that. Since I have this now, I could just close this off completely and just use this to reach that point. Since they work with Atmos suits, they don't need this. I think that's the way we're gonna do it. I'm just gonna close this off completely, and we are gonna make a route through here. To reach that iron. And we're gonna get some gold on the way as well. Yeah, Gloria, I do reply. Gloria, I think by this point it's obvious to everybody that you're my wife, so of course I'm not single. Don't play that game with me. You should have played that game on the very first stream, not on my 6th, 7th. I don't even know which one this is. No, Gloria, no. Bad girl. You're free, free just wrong type of game, hon. Wrong type of game. Okay, let's see what the... Why are you idling there? Why? Why is there anybody who is idle? Did you get built? My God. I applaud your... Of course, Justin, who else? I applaud you for trying so hard, but really, really, was that necessary? Was that necessary? Also, it does seem like they do have enough oxygen to get through that. Glory, are you even subscribed? You can say unsubscribe for not sending you nudes because you're not subscribed in the first place. Justin has a sweater now, I think. No, he doesn't. I'm gonna make a sweater for Justin now. No, I can't. I didn't make their loom. Does Justin deserve a sweater? Ah, yeah, he does. I'm just gonna make a textile loom, and where are we gonna put this loom? Temporarily gonna put it here. What's the load on this wire? Plenty of load left. Gonna make a loom just for Justin to make a sweater. Yes, 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 yes. Justin is getting a sweater. I'm gonna make him a sweater. See? I'm doing it. There's a loom. There's a loom being built here. I'm gonna even increase the priority of the loom so that Justin can have a sweater. And we need a pinch of pepper nuts here. Is this not plumbed up? Oh, it isn't. There we go. Oh, Justin will be happy that he has you fighting for him. Yeah, we will make a loom. We will make sweater for Justin. Also, there seems to be a piece of liquid here. Okay, let me just check if everything is working correctly. No, it isn't. Why isn't this working correctly? Because the hydrogen doesn't have anywhere to go to. Okay, this is a problem. We need extra storage for... This is a problem. I didn't expect this to happen. We have too much hydrogen. This is your top priority. We need that storage now. Yeah. Okay, so what's happening here? This is now made. So, a warm sweater for Justin. This has made 10 kilograms of CO2, so when we get this sorted, it'll work fine. We do want that connected, so I think I'm running out of iron if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I only have half a ton of iron left, and that's not enough. So which means we need to get through this iron as soon as possible. Where did I decide to make that tunnel? Where did I decide to make that tunnel? Ah, it's already made. I just need to finish it. There we go. And then we can work on this. Getting through that iron. Body temperature. What? Are you kidding me? It's 1 degree too hot. No, 1 degree too cold. Oh. By 1 degree. Okay, then it's gonna be built here then. By 1 smegging a degree. 1 smegging degree too hot. It needs 3 fields too. That's fine. That's fine. We will deal with that. I hate that. 1 smegging degree too cold. Not even a whole degree. Actually, quite a bit though. I'm wrong. Okay, is that sweater done? I think the sweater is done. Yes, it is. Uh, Justice. Justin, there you go. Justin, you have been assigned a sweater. Go take it. Justin has a sweater now. Let us look at Justin in his sweater. Why didn't you? Oh, that doesn't actually. Yeah, we can't see the sweater when you're wearing an Atmos suit. So I'm just gonna follow you until you show off your sweater. He looks so snazzy in his new sweater. There we go. Okay. So there was justice delivered for Justin. And we can now focus on what the hell we were doing in the first place, and that is trying to plant some pinch of pepper nuts. Correctly this time. And we will have to deconstruct this. We have printables available. Thimbleweed seed, why the not? Why the not? Really, why the not? Okay, so what the hell am I saying? I don't even know anymore. I cannot speak. We have 12 tons of iron. That is more than enough to wire this up. Okay. What we probably won't have enough is to wire the rest, because we need to run this all the way. Yeah, not enough. We need more. Another ton of refined, please. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay, so then we will have this wired up. Any extra eggs to break? Of course, 3 of them. I have more food than I can do anything with. Almost half a million of calories, but better more than too little. Although I'm running out of storage for it. I should probably make more refrigerators. Thing is, I am using up the pickled meals. And they are what's most, and we don't have any more being made. I'm gonna leave it alone. Anything not used will become a rot pile, and the rot piles will be good for poker shells. What's that sound? Okay, so that's fine. Oh, is this now unreachable? No, it's not unreachable. Ah, that's because something is becoming available and unavailable at the same time. That's that sound. It's so nice when you all work together in on a single problem, which also means that there are no other active tasks in the base at the moment. I will put in this. It's nice to know that we are not using up enough power to warrant all of this extra hydrogen. But at the same time, what am I gonna do with all the extra hydrogen? This thing worked for half a cycle and it increased temperature around it by 3 degrees. I'm gonna leave that to cool off. Okay. Did you make enough cable? No. Yeah, not enough. Ah, just a little more. Just a little more. And we will have it. Okay. That puzzles me. So, of all the things that you could do, why didn't you do this cable sooner? Excellent. Yes. No. Yes. No. Mm. Mm. Yes. That's the one. So now they can make soda and they can make what? Why? Why is there suddenly extra water overflowing? It didn't overflow until this point, so why did you overflow now? Oh, because the ice melted. I put ice and snow into this, and that melted now. And I was being silly. I was being silly. Snow and ice melts. Well, I do have an answer to one thing, because I never knew before if you put ice into storage, does it actually melt or not? Well, now I know. And I know a perfect location where I'm going to be storing ice and snow from this point on, and that's here. Why? Well, simple. This water is always going to be crazy hot, like 50 to 70 degrees, which is fine. So I'm gonna do this out of mesh tiles so that the water can go through them. Which means that when I put ice and snow in these, when they decide to melt, ta-da! Extra water, which is gonna be chilled at the same time. Which reminds me again on what we were starting to do, and I completely forgot about it. We wanted to make water chiller here. So I'm gonna need, we will need more refined metal, more iron. This water is now on 50. This water is now 50 degrees, so we're back to the temperature it was running before, and this time we don't have an overflow to cool it. I could wait for it to cool off, but I'm not going to. There's 100 kilograms lined up. There we go. This is now active and this is now active. We'll see if they use it during their next break. And for the time being, let us focus on other things. So what we were doing. Oh yes, pinch of pepper nuts. go. And this time they are growing just fine. Temperature here is sufficient. It's borderline here. Why? What's dropping the temperature and why is... Do you have to be there? Seriously? Joshua, get out of the... You lunatic! Do I have a bed for him? Yes, I do. Get out of the water! Yes, that's how you build. That's where you're supposed to build from. Joshua, you lunatic, why did you go into... You almost died. What's wrong with you? You could have built from here. Or from here. Seriously, these guys. Ice, snow, crushed ice. Let's put on 7. There we go. And no more liquid files here. I love the music in this game. More copper, please. Yes. Ah, they're using them. Well, that's some energetic soda drinking there, buddy. It seems I don't need to give them any extra time for on their scheduling. They do seem to get just enough time to do their activity and go to bed to get some rest. Okay. So we are now utilizing even more water than before. This is still going fine. Well, because of the sheer amount of water here, I think we will go along and make a carbon skimmer here. Just plumb it up. We will need to run these pipes in such a way that we can manage that though. So we can have a pipe running here. This pipe is fine. We just need that one disconnected. And then we need pipe go through here, up through here, into here, and then this won't really eliminate any water though. This will just make new water. This just recycles polluted water, so we're not actually using up any water. Yeah, this won't work because we're not using up more water. We're just first world problems trying to use more water than you make. Well, this will be making 24 cycles more water. We need to use more water. I guess I can pipe it out. who's was had why? 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 You can reach it from there. Why? 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 What? I'm making another ladder for you. Please use that ladder. Don't. I'm pretty sure it is within your range. You're just being an idiot. There. You no longer have any reason to go into that water. Do not go into the water. Thank you. Okay. Accounted for their idiocy. Now moving on. Now I am upset because this or this should be in range. They don't have to enter water to get that in. So they're just being idiots. Okay, so well, let's mop this up. We have some extra water here, and yeah, body temperature again. Am I actually decreasing the temperature? I mean, it's 38 degrees here. What are you doing to me? Oh, why? Oh, because the water is not hot enough. Oh, the water is not hot enough. So this place is hot, but because the water isn't, because the water is only 31 degrees, it's decreasing the temperature of the plant. That's not really a problem because the water will warm up from the heat. So it's fine. It just will take some time for that to start reacting. It doesn't matter where I plant them. The water will just lower the temperature. So this will stay, eventually this will stabilize because the water inside of the pipes will warm up. But essentially this is not working out for me right now. So we'll ignore this for the time being. We were digging downwards to get to the oil, so we can line that job for them. This will again cause some water to fall with us, but we don't care about that. It's even better in this case because we will be going through germs. And those germs, they can't really survive in CO2, but they can linger. We're using Atmo suits, so it doesn't matter. Germs will not affect us. But it's still not pleasant. At this point I will deconstruct one of these generators. If I need more power, I'll use either natural gas or hydrogen, because it seems I'm doing well on hydrogen for some reason. So I'm not gonna even bother. Actually, I could put in one more hydrogen generator instead. Yeah, let's put in one more hydrogen generator. We will need that on automation network. And I'm gonna increase the priority of this whole thing. This is all working swimmingly. This work is fine. So they are digging downwards, and we'll have those other guys dig upwards. They're going through a hot to cold. There we go. Good luck, dupes. Don't die. Don't be idiots, please. I do have hospital beds for you, but I would rather you not be in them. Enjoying that coffee? I know you are. Now get to bed. Some of you should be hospitalized for being idiots. What am I gonna do with you guys? I'm thinking about what other foods I can make at the moment, but I'm not really interested in that. Now, I can go ahead and... How many I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6. Just thinking on which side to make it, because I would need the temperature inside of here to be constant. And it currently isn't because of this wall. Temperature from here is meshing with temperature in here because of this wall. So I'm gonna replace that wall first of all. Because I want the temperature inside of here to be very low, so that it meshes with the temperature here, so that it drops the heat of the water that I'm gonna be putting in. And I'm gonna be putting some temp shift plates there as well. It would actually be better if this was all inside of a cold biome, but because this one was placed kind of on an edge, I can't do that. Which is unfortunate. If it was lower here, then the rest of it would be in the cold biome as well, and it would help. But like this, it's kind of on an edge. But what does help is that this is a temperate biome as well. You can see that the temperature here is also very temperate, in the 20s. So, with the cold from here venting into here, it should work. We'll see. I'm gonna test it out. It does work when it's in a cold biome, but I don't know if it's gonna work when it's in a temperate biome. Who is being an idiot? Seriously. Seriously, Justin. I gave you a sweater. You fell asleep on a ladder while suffocating. You're 5 shades of retarded. Dig through the snow. You're going to die. It's gonna... Seriously, Justin, do I have to turn in red alert for you? Now everybody has disturbed sleep because of you, Justin. I hope you're satisfied. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, run towards the bathroom. If you pee yourself on the way to the base, hold it in. Seriously, Justin, I'm going to take the sweater away from you. Somebody has food poisoning. Actually, at this point, I can deal with food poisoning. Oxyferns, yes, oxyfern. I believe you remember what I said about oxyferns, right? You plant them in an area where there's CO2, and then they emit oxygen. So we're gonna put that here. Actually, I'm gonna make it a farm tile. It needs proper water to be... Actually, I could put in a hydroponics farm and just run the pipe down. Oh no. I'm gonna flood myself if I do that. Actually, oxyfern. Fortunately, I cannot multiply them because they don't drop seeds. So, whatever oxyfern you have, you have. There we go. This little planty will now continuously create oxygen from the CO2 that drops down. It takes 20 kilograms of water per cycle, but that's water I'll happily give for this. And it's not like we're in a need for water. Okay. So why is this unreachable? Ah, I remember. I remember. We'll make some gases like this, but doesn't matter. It's only going to be for a couple of seconds. Yeah, Gloria, you're right. He's so problematic. He should be proud of himself. He should be proud of himself for not peeing himself on the way to the base. For falling asleep on the ladder. That was my door. Apologies. Justin, you magnificent being. Justin is gonna be the trademark of our base. Okay. See? Things stabilized and this is growing now, despite the water being colder than it needs to be. Essentially, its temperature stabilizes eventually. And because this is a hot biome, it's gonna be hot regardless of what. Plus, this is constantly creating heat. I'm wondering how these bubbles of oxygen got here. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Okay, sadly I can't produce more of these, but they will drop in at random later on. Okay. Yes, see, the moment I make that wall, the temperature here stabilizes and that orange bubble is gone. Now the only temperature that's warming it up is coming from here, which is fine because it's supposed to get colder as it rises. That's what we wanted it to do. Now I'm considering where to build that freezer because I could build it on this side. Because this side is completely in the cold biome, so I can put two tiles here to vent the cold from here, and the rest of the tiles could be from here in the cold biome. And I just need to make a couple of temp shift plates, and that will vent the water from there. See, I could just run the pipe further to here. I want to utilize the coal that this fridge provides. This is actually very close to activating because you can see it's 24 degrees. I mean, it's colder here, it's 23, but it's just on the verge. If it gets below 24, then this is sending a green signal, and you can see that this is 13 degrees Celsius where it is, so it's fine, and it's only slightly higher there. It's 20 here, but that's because it's to the side and this is not being chilled, but that's still under 24. Here it is getting higher. It's 30 here, but by the time it gets here, it's 6 degrees less. If this temperature gets above 24, then this will activate and it'll cool it off. I think I've explained that system for like 4 or 5 times, so I'm gonna stop. What I do need to do now is figure out oh, I didn't plumb this up. I didn't plumb this up. Sorry. So what I need to figure out is where we'll do this to most good. See, because of these pumps, you can see that this is actually creating a vacuum. There's very little gas coming up here. And we do need gas on the other side for this to work. Well, I'm gonna give it a go, but I'm not gonna put a lot of stock into this because I'm not really sure it's gonna work like this. It might though, because we don't need to chill a lot of water all at the same time. We need to chill a little bit of water every time. If we can get our water to 20 degrees, that's perfect. We don't need it to be any lower than that. We just want it to be under 25. Okay. And now so now some temp shift plates. These are very costly but very worth it. Thermally reactive or sedimentary rock. These things will always equalize temperature. So we'll see how this works. The water in these pipes is 65 degrees, so we'll see how it works. It might even happen that because of the hot water on top, what it's actually going to do is just warm up the little oxygen above the pump. I'm hoping it won't, and it doesn't when this is in a cold biome, but because this is in a temperate biome and not in a cold biome, it might. So we'll see how this experiment goes. I will need one of these, and we want it to be low because this is going to be just a tiny bit of water. We want a tiny bit of water because the more water you have in there to cool, the longer it's gonna take. What you want is small amounts of water, not large amounts of water. What I didn't decide is where I'm gonna store the water. Oh, no printables are available. Muckroot, not really, but why not? Can I give them muckroot? Hatchlings, do you eat muckroot? No, you do not. It seems that hatchlings have a higher need for quality food than duplicants do, because duplicants will eat dirt happily. Oh, we're down to a single Pacu, so no, 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 no. No, no, no. We only have one Pacu, so we will now breed the Pacus. See, that's what I was talking about before. That's why I always leave one egg off the animals that I'm breeding, because you can run into a situation where you're just left with one and an egg. And how old is this guy? And he is elderly, so there's a good chance that he would not make another egg before he dies. So if I allow that to happen, then I would have no more Pacus. Well, pips, sorry, not Pacus, pips. Pacus are fishes. Speaking of fishes, if we do get some, we should start breeding them. We could just make this into an aquarium. How did this happen? Was that oxalite, perhaps? That was probably oxalite. I did a boo-boo. Again. I drowned the part of my base for no reason whatsoever apart from being an idiot. Uh, Thank you. Well, I have a pond now. Probably gonna make this into an aquarium if we got any Pacu eggs. Thing is, Pacus eat slime. No, they don't. They eat algae. So I would need to make an algae, either an algae terrarium. No, what makes algae distiller? That's what I would need to make more algae. And I need slime to do it. It's not a very quick process though, and I would rather not mess with it at the moment because there is absolutely no need to do it. Okay, so they've built this all except this thing. So we will see what happens because the water inside is 62 degrees. So we'll see what happens when it reaches this point where it is very mild 21 degrees. So this is a biome and it will be on 22 degrees regardless of what happens. We can warm it up, but it'll come back to it. So we'll see now. And because this is so low, the water should not overflow past this point. And you see how already all the heat from the water is going all over the place. Which is fine. What we want to know is when this water stops flowing in, what's gonna be happening to it. This will go up all the way to 65. And you can see that the tiles itself have also, yeah, and it's warming up the air inside. That's what I didn't want to see. And that's also warming up the oxygen coming into the base. So yeah, this isn't gonna work if the whole thing isn't in a cold biome. It probably would eventually. Just let's see what's the temperature here now. It's 15. So let's see if the temperature is above 10. So this is now sending a green signal, and this is now working, and it's gonna put it back to 24, and it's back to red. So it's not going to put any more hydrogen than this, but for its duration, it decreases the temperature inside drastically. That's the whole point of this thing. It decreases temperature. It Fortunately, temperature isn't going above 26. Essentially, this is now happening because it's going through steel, because that's where it's actually getting rubbed off. So maybe I can correct that easily by just putting insulated gas pipes, because these are not insulated, and the oxygen is still exiting in a cool temperature. It's just because these things are thermally reactive and the pipes are, I'm just warming it up. And this does seem to be working slowly. It dropped from 65 to 55. Maybe I can even help this along if I put some... we're gonna do this. I don't know if this is gonna work. This used to work before. In old versions of Oxygen Not Included, what I'm about to do now used to work. But it hasn't worked for a while. Essentially, if you... Like I said, temp shift plates will always balance out the temperatures that are around it. So if you introduce a source of cold, that will be carried along the temp shift plates all the way for as long as you have them. I will need more Wheezeworts. Wheezeworts help here, not a lot. As you can see, when you have a source of constant or intense heat, doesn't really work that well. Also, it seems that this is overflowing, despite my best efforts. So we'll see if this does anything at all. I will need one more temp shift plate. And here as well. So the idea is, because this is dropping temperature, that will be carried along these temp shift plates all the way to the water and help improve the situation. What's this now? 20 degrees. That's actually perfect. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Should probably put that detector here instead of here, but that's fine. 20 degrees. Yeah, this is perfect. So despite this being 50 degrees, because I've insulated the pipes, it's fine now. We'll see if this produces anything at all. Right now the temperature is rising, but that is because you can see that, but you can see here, it's actually decreasing the temperature of these plates. And the idea is, because there is no introduction of further heat here, it will cool it. But I think I still made this too big. I think this is still too much water, because you want, ideally you want to work with a